Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Dedicated to the only serious choice, the gospel of Jesus Christ in music and the spoken word. You're watching Light Source Victory Television Live. With me, your host, Pastor Nyesha McCauley, inviting you to sit back and relax for the next 8 minutes as we continue our journey into the life-changing, life-giving, everlasting word of the Most High God. Oh yes, my friends, it's time for the 8-minute Bible study. Now, of course, it is my Bible study time that I spend with you. We try and do it each and every day right here at AccessTV.org, on Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, and other assorted social media around the world. Broadcasting, of course, live from the greatest city on earth, Hartford, Connecticut, New England's rising star. So, grab your pencil, your paper, and of course, the life-changing, life-giving, everlasting word of the Most High God. Let's get started. Okay? Today, there it is. We're going to be reading out of this publication, this book, the New Unger's Bible Dictionary. Let's read the word. Let's look up something here. Judges. I thought this was interesting, considering that we've been talking about judge not that thou be not judged, and judging, and all of this stuff. Reading out of Romans. We're going to go back to Romans. When we jump back into Romans, we're going to be in Romans chapter 5. Being justified by faith and not the law. But I thought it was important to read to you out of the Unger's Bible Dictionary, the New Unger's Bible Dictionary. And I'm going to read Judges. If you have one like I do, if you have a book like mine, it's page 723. Judges. There is a restricted sense of the word judge, in which it refers to that person who presides over the affairs of the Hebrews in the period between Joshua and the ascension of Saul. Now, why I'm reading this is going to become abundantly clear in a few seconds. Age of the judges. In those days, there was no king in Israel. Every man did what was right in his own eyes. Judges 17 verse 6, 18 verse 1, 19 verse 1, 21 verse 5. That's Bible speak. For those of you that don't understand Bible speak, that's Judges chapter 17 verse 6. Judges chapter 18 verse 1. Judges chapter 19 verse 1. Judges chapter 21 verse 25. Now, this sentence, frequently and earnestly repeated, gives us the keynote of the whole book of Judges. Each tribe took thought for itself how best to secure and maintain an adequate territory, so that separate interests of all sorts soon became prevalent, and regard for the general welfare was more and more forgotten. This is very important because, of course, here in the United States of America, in the representative republic in which we live by, quote-unquote, the rule of law. And we have a whole legal system. And we have judges who weigh out whether or not you've violated the law. But you know, if the law is something that is not in your best interest, you can put into office someone who is better going to represent your interest. And so you can see how this self-interest is counterproductive to the general welfare of the whole. Because eventually everyone's self-interest preempts everything else that matters to anyone else. The only thing that really matters is who? Self. Which is at its core the basis of sin, when self supersedes the will of God. But I digress, let us continue. This separation of the parts of the nation was aided by the early dissolution and jealousies of the several tribes, no one of which held preeminence. The consequences of this internal discord were so threatening that it became a grave question whether the nation would be able to hold even the soil on which its peculiar religion and culture were to maintain their full development. Now, this is interesting. When you consider, let's take a look at black folks. All right. I think I'm qualified to talk about black folk. and how it is often said, we can't work together. And I would maintain anytime you get a group of individuals or people who focus on what's best for me, you're doomed. It's just a matter of time. Because as long as me, my, and I is more important than the whole, then the whole doesn't stand a chance. And it becomes very, very easy to undermine the whole by picking out certain individuals whose interest is serving themselves. Now you can see how tremendously detrimental that would be when it comes to undermining leadership of individuals and nations. So you see, the time of the judges was a very turbulent time, and I bring that up here to say and try and make a bridge as best I can in 8 minutes. Because this is deep teaching, but we're trying to condense it in 8 minutes. You can do your own expository and deep Bible study. But I hope my job here is to give you a little something to whet your appetite, and hopefully you'll go and get some more. But let's read on just a little bit, because of course we are running out of time. Then to the ancient inhabitants still retained their hold on large tracts or important positions throughout the country. The neighboring powers still looked upon the newcomers as an easy prey to incursion and devastation, if not to actual subjugation. Nor did Israel escape the pernicious influence of idolatry, both of Canaan and the surrounding countries. The following is a review of the period of the judges. The children of Israel did evil against Jehovah. Though he had manifest special favor to them, he therefore sold them into the hand of various enemies. They then cried to him in their trouble. He raised up a deliverer to save them, or who saved them. The land had a period of rest. Again, the people sinned, and the same cycle was repeated. All right, that ends that little definition and description on judges, and then it goes into the judges, and maybe we'll read some of that tomorrow. But I think you can see where I'm going there. Okay, the law is set up to show you where you fall short. It establishes the overarching need for God's grace. Our time is up, my friends. We'll see you here tomorrow when we pick up the conversation. Bye-bye.